All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the robbery in Glasgow that just took place in favor of Josh Taylor over Jack Cattereall. And my opinion is that Josh Taylor just got exposed. But on the good side, man, that is one of the roughest, dirtiest fighters I've ever seen, and that comes from a fan of dirty fighters. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the fight that just took place between Josh Taylor and Jack Cattereall in Scotland. And let me tell you, man, Josh Taylor is not as good as I thought he is at certain aspects of boxing, but way better at other ones. But before we get into that, though, let me make sure to first ask you, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, and also make sure to hit that like button on your way out the door. All right, so today in Scotland, Josh Taylor gets a split decision win over Jack Cattereall that I do not believe that man deserved. But more importantly, he got away with more fouls in a fight than I think I have ever seen in my life. When I said in the lead into this that in some ways Josh Taylor got exposed because he's not that man, seriously, it was rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Looked terrible in that fight, but one thing that I'm going to tell you, man, that guy fouls better and more often and more obviously than Bernard Hopkins and Andre Ward and probably Fritzy Zivic all rolled into one. Jack Cattereall, I think, got hit more times with straight forearms to the face than it was amazing. Literally, Josh Taylor would literally run up to him, miss a shot, and shove his forearm right into the man's face over and over and over again. He hit on the break over and over and over again. When the referee was on one side telling him to break, he was cheap shot into the liver. Left, right, front, and center. I'm telling you, man, that is the dirtiest fighter I have seen in a very, very long time. And this is coming from somebody that likes dirty fighting. Not gonna lie, Andre Ward is one of my favorite fighters, and he can get gritty with the best. However, he usually reserved that for when somebody tried to get dirty with him. Now, Bernard Hopkins, on the other hand, the executioner, is gonna bump you up all fight, but he was nowhere near as obvious and nowhere near as out front as Josh Taylor was in this fight. Man, wrenching the man's neck. Literally, he got a point taken away from him because he punched the dude in the stomach at least 5 seconds after the bell rang. The man is walking away and he literally gives him a shot to the stomach. The ref was at that point forced to take a point away from him because up until then, he just kept breaking it up, breaking it up, breaking it up. The first time Jack Cattereall puts his hand on the back of Josh Taylor's neck to keep him raising up and headbutting him, he took a point away. That man, hometown cooking by the ref all day. And in my opinion, Josh Taylor lost that fight. Josh Taylor got consistently over and over and over again hit with straight left hands, got dropped in the fight. I don't think that he did enough to win that fight, man. But at the same time, you know what the deal is. In boxing now, recently, you're scoring more aggression than you are the guy actually scoring punches. So Josh Taylor kept coming forward, fouling, kept coming forward, kept coming forward. And I guess the referees decided to give that dude some rounds. Personally, I gotta go with Tim Bradley said when he was like, look, they are changing. He said it's taking a long time to get this scorecards out. And they're like, yeah, they look like they're doing some erasing on them scorecards because because I'm telling you, Josh Taylor lost that fight, man. Now, as far as that, what it means for Josh Taylor moving forward, you can get that man off that pound for pound list. No guy in the top 10 pound for pound should be getting beaten up and beat like that. Now, what I do think one of the things that affected Josh Taylor is something that I think may very well affect Terrence Crawford when he fights Errol Spence Jr. He is a southpaw. People talk about how Josh Taylor switches stances. He only switches stances on occasion. For the most part, he stays orthodox. He only switches back to orthodox occasionally. For the most part, he stays southpaw the entire fight. And that's what he did. He fought a southpaw on a southpaw matchup, and he was getting beat to the punch by the southpaw for the entire fight. Now, Andre Ward was saying, what Andre Ward was saying was that, the body language of Jack Cattereall, was affecting it. He kept backing away and he didn't look like he's strong and aggressive. Well, yeah, man, when you're literally getting elbowed to the face, when a guy misses you with a punch, but he elbows you in the face, and I'm not talking once, I'm talking 30 times. And now 30 times might be an exaggeration, but then again, it may not be, because at one point in time, I was like, I cannot believe that Josh Taylor literally walked straight up to the dude in his chest and forearmed him right in the face, and the referee didn't say anything about it. Absolutely, positively the dirtiest fighter in boxing, in my opinion. And there's no excuse for that, man. It wasn't crafty. It wasn't slick. It was just out and out blatant fouls over and over and over again, and a referee that wasn't willing to say anything about it. Now, as far as what's going to happen when he moves on, Josh Taylor goes up there and tries to fight Terrence Crawford like that. Josh Taylor's going to get knocked out. There ain't a snowball's chance in HE double hockey sticks that guy is going to beat Terrence Crawford fighting like that. He's going to get hit with everything but the kitchen sink, and as soon as he tries that dirty stuff, he's going to get something right back from him. And the funny thing is, like, Jose Ramirez, in the lead into the fight, they were interviewing Robert Garcia, who was a trainer for Jose Ramirez, who Josh Taylor beat to become undisputed champion. And he was like, look, man, yeah, the guy, Jose Ramirez was too nice. He's just too nice to him. And he's like, absolutely, you're too nice. You can't be nice with Josh Taylor. You have to be absolutely down to the dirty to fight that guy, man. And to be able to make it a fair playing field. And also note Terrence Crawford, do not go to Glasgow, Scotland to fight the guy, because honestly, it could have been a close fight, but the guy was outlanding him with clean, effective shots the entire fight. And Josh Taylor was being aggressive, but he was missing and missing and missing. The one thing that I will say was nice from him was that right hook to the body. He started landing like maybe towards like 7-8, after around 7 round, he started getting off nicer shots to the body, but not enough for me to make up that fight and get that dude to give him that win. I don't know if what Tim Bradley said was true, that they were like, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but they didn't like them scorecards, and they more than likely switched up. I have a suspicion they switched up a couple rounds to get that guy to fight. But, it is what it is. It's going to be what it is. Josh Taylor did not look particularly good in that fight. He just looked like a very rugged, aggressive, and dirty fighter. Forearm after forearm after forearm. And he never really did solve the puzzle. He didn't adjust in the ring at all. He just picked up the pace and got dirtier, from what I could see. And through a war of attrition, and the fact that he was fighting in front of his hometown crowd, that gave that man a decision. Because if it was just neutral judges, a neutral territory, no way that dude was going to get out of that fight. And the reason why I say that most significantly is because he probably would have got put out of the fight for all the fouling that the guy was doing. It was just so over the top. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.